Here we go. Hello, everybody.
Hey guys, it's me, Boog.
Right. And welcome to another episode of
Boog and Dad TV.
Right.
And today we're going to be doing our first mini G.I. Joe review.
Yeah, we hadn't quite got around to these yet, but since we've kind of been stuck on quarantine for a couple of weeks, we're getting to some of our deep down in our old stuff collection. And so today we wanted to share with you, as you can hear from the theme song, some classic G.I. Joe figures. These are all from the from the 80s. So from the early 80s to the late 80s. But we have picked out 4 here that we want to go over with you in this video.
We actually know their names.
Yeah, if you like them, right, we have to do some education because I can't remember a lot of their names. But these guys I did know, so I figured we would show them off to you. And if you like it, we'll keep doing more videos because we probably got, what, about 40 figures or so from the 80s.
Yep.
So these are cool, little blast from the past. You don't really see these on toy shelves anymore.
Yeah, and
so kind of neat to see what.
You probably will see the figures that are actually good built. They're actually built. Because Dad had a lot, when we got them out, Dad had a lot of broken ones.
Yeah, they have a rubber band here in the middle, which I'm not going to stretch them out. That's kind of the way the G.I. Joes work.
I'll show you guys. They're soldered.
Yeah, they're soldered. What happens is over time, they get really old. That belt just deteriorates, or the band just deteriorates, and it falls apart. And of course, then they fall apart in the middle. Good news is it's very easy to fix. I just have to order some more bands, and we'll get a lot of those repaired. But all right, let me start off with our review here with this fella. He is a G.I. Joe astronaut, and he was very popular in the 80s. The only way that I know of you could get this figure was you had to buy the Defiant Space Shuttle Complex,
which we have,
which we do have, and that we will get to reviewing that later because that is a very, very cool playset. Probably one of the better playsets that was ever built, and it's absolutely huge. But anyway, so this is Payload, and he is one of the characters that comes exclusively with that set. So we have him, and let's see here. You can see it's printed on the back. I'm just trying to see. 1987, I believe that is. Hasbro. And that's Payload.
Can we take this all out?
I can't remember. Don't force it too hard.
Yeah, 1987.
Right, and of course that's when the Defiant Space Shuttle Complex was released, and of course he came with it. And there he is. Just a very, very cool, awesome figure. I had a ton of fun playing with these as a kid, and they were just great. And he's still actually in pretty good shape. And so was my Defiant Space Shuttle Complex. So we'll be going over that on another video before too long. Right. So that's enough for Payload for now. Next up we have, also, this one's more from the earlier 80s, Deep Six. And of course, as you can tell, Deep Six is fix the glare here. Deep Six is a submarine. I mean, not submarine. he's a scuba diver, and he's got on a really heavy-duty looking suit. Over time, yeah, I think his shield has gotten kind of. It does not come off. It's kind of gotten scratched up. It's kind of hard to see him in there, but I'll get him up close so you can see his face. But yeah, he's wearing a full scuba diving suit. He did come. I can't remember if he came with probably come with some type of a backpack with like his tanks or whatever that you hooked right there, but I don't have that anymore. But you can tell he's still a pretty cool looking figure. Very odd figure for Joe's because he only has articulations in his arms and nowhere else. His suit is pretty much stiff, and of course he would just float down in the water like that, do his missions, and come back up. I think he also come with a few different play sets too. But anyway, he's different as far as Joe's are concerned. Next up, we have
Sergeant
Drop It, Give Me 20!
Sergeant
The ultimate crossover figure, and of course he's from the late 80s, I believe 1989. Sergeant Slaughter. And there he is.
Which guys, you might not know this, you probably do. But Sergeant Slaughter was actually a WWE wrestler.
Yes. Also, yes, very famous WWE wrestler.
WWF wrestler.
Yeah, WWF wrestler. Faced Hogan at, what, WrestleMania 6? About the time this was going on as he was crossing over in the G.I. Joe line. Not 6?
No.
7.
7.
7. I knew I was close.
He was former champion. WWF champion.
Right. So when he wasn't doing that, he was leading the G.I. Joes against the battle against the evil Cobra. But there he is there. Really cool looking figure. This one's still in really good shape. I think he come out later on during my G.I. Joe playing days. So he obviously did not get a whole lot of use. All his joints are still really tight. And he's pretty excellent. I think pretty much I bought him and he went straight into the case for about 30 years. So there is Sergeant Slaughter. And last but not least, one of the baddies here, and he's always one of my favorites. This is, what did we say his name was?
I forgot.
Oh no. Hold on.
Oops.
Let me look, see if I can find his name here. I had it just a minute ago. Destro! There it is. It kept escaping me. But here is Destro. Just a really cool looking bad guy. He's got the silver face. Kind of like a reddish eyes. He was always on the cartoon. Definitely got the Cobra style suit on him. And he's actually in really good shape too. All his joints are pretty tight. He must have been there towards the late 80s when I got him. His band is still good. Turn around, there's the backside of him. And he was always about giving the Joes a hard time. They were always going to have a bad day when Destro was around. Right, Boog?
Trouble give me 40, soldier.
So,
No!
I will not do anything you say, Sergeant.
No!
Right, Boog, so out of these 4 figures, what do you think? Which ones are your favorites?
I really don't. Well, I was born way before, later than when these came out.
Oh, yeah. Way before your time.
So.
But if you were going to pick up some and start playing with them now, who do you think you'd choose?
Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter, just because you know who he is?
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Well, all right, everybody. Well,
what's Dad's?
Out of this set here, my favorite is Payload. I just always like the astronauts and the space station and all that kind of thing. And it was really popular when I was a kid, so Payload is my favorite out of all of these. All right, Boog, let's tell everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Okay,
hit
guys.
The like.
Okay, guys.
Hit the like button.
Okay, guys. Make sure to subscribe to Boog and Dad TV for some more awesome toy fun. Bye.
See you next time. Bye bye.